In day 3 of simplifying radicals, what we're going to be doing is multiplying. We'll want to make sure that we write our answer with the any whole numbers in front and then our radicals behind. And so this is the real, and this would be the radical. And we are going to multiply coefficients and then multiply radicals. So coefficients can multiply, and then radical times radical, those can be multiplied. So we're going to kind of distribute here, and if it is a radical times a whole number, we're just going to write that as 2 radical 6. And then since it's a radical times a radical, we can go ahead and multiply underneath. 6 times 3 is 18. So we do want to simplify the 18. And so we're going to break down 18 as 2 and 9 and 3 and 3. And we are square root, so we want to look for that group. And it's going to be a 3 squared times 2. And then we want to pull the 3 out, leave the 2 under, and then we cannot subtract since the radicals are different. So we are done. So number 2, we're going to distribute here. And again, we can only multiply the radical times the radical. So the 2 stays, and then it's 2 times 3 to get us the 6. And then radical times radical, 18 times 3 is 54. And we want to simplify the 54. 2 times 27. 27 is 3 times 9, and it's 3 times 3. And we are looking for groups, which we only have one group. A 3 squared, and then we have a 3 times 2. And so the 3 can come out, but the 2 times 3 has to stay under, which is 6. And then we have the same radicands, so we can add and subtract the coefficients. So since the radicands are the same, we add or subtract the radicands, the coefficients. So 2 minus 3, the radicand does stay the same. So it's kind of like 2x minus 3x. How many x's? So 2 minus 3, we have a -1 or just negative radical 6. We don't have to write the 1. So if you'd like to try number 3 on your own, you can go ahead and try it and then push play to check when you're ready, or you can go ahead and continue to follow along if you need a little more instruction. So multiplying the coefficients here and multiplying here, and we want to go ahead and simplify the 8. And we have a group of 2 and a single 2. And then we want to pull that 2 out, which is going to multiply times the 3 that's already out front. And we want to multiply that -3 and that 2. And then notice that this is a radicand of 6 and this is a radicand of 2. So we cannot subtract those, and we're done. If you haven't tried one on your own, I definitely suggest that you try one. So go ahead and try number 4, pause, and push play to check when you're ready. This one, we want to multiply the 2 times the 3 and then the 5 and the 15. So again, a coefficient can multiply, and a radical can multiply. And then we want to simplify our 75, and we do have a pair of 5s. So 5 squared, and we can go ahead and pull that 5 out and leave that 3 under. And so 12 radical 5 plus 30 radical 3, we cannot add since they have different radicands. All right, moving down here, we've got our last 2 examples here. So multiply coefficients. multiply under the radicals, and then multiply coefficients, positive 6. 6 times 6, 36. And we're going to simplify the 18. This one right here is a perfect square. And so we know it's going to become a 6. And then the 18, we have 3 squared and a 2. And we can pull the 3 out. And so we end up with, let me scroll, 24 radical 2 plus 36. And now we want to rewrite this because remember we want the 36 first and the real part written first and then the 24 radical 2. All right, so if you haven't tried one, again, definitely on this last one, try it on your own and check when you're ready. And it's a pretty easy one because once we distribute the 4 and multiply it by both of those coefficients, the 7 can't be simplified and the 6 can't be simplified and they cannot add together, so we are done.